Hello everybody, it's Nick here, and it's finally time to do yet another walkthrough for Pool of Radiance for the, well, not the Famicom, but the NES. Make your fortune in New Phlan, the City Council of Phlan. New Phlan is seeking heroes to free the city from the evil hordes. Riches, fame, glory. The council seeks heroes of all kinds to battle for fame and fortune. Legends will be written about these adventures. See the New Phlan City Council for more information. The New Phlan City Council. Wow, can't believe I read all that. Strategic Simulations Inc. presents an official Advanced Dungeons & Dragons video game, Pool of Radiance, a Forgotten Realms trademark fantasy role-playing epic, Volume 1. Push start. Well, fine, I will. So, normally I'd make my characters from, or I'd already have my characters pre-made, but I think I should, this walkthrough I'm going to try to be more in-depth about, and really talk about how to play through this game. People are I recently got a comment on one of my Pool of Radiance walkthrough videos, and people are like, "Oh, dude, thanks for this." Well, this playthrough is going to be a little different because I have since translated the Japanese Famicom manual, which of course has a lot more information than the US version manual has, and I have found out a couple interesting things that we will be checking out. Let's talk about the environment menu, or the environment. So the game speed, this is actually just how fast the text displays. It's not the actual game speed. So, of course, the game tells you 0 is fast, 9 is slow. You press B to decrease, or A to increase the number. Quick, as far as I know, I think this causes the text to appear on the screen rather than just inch its way onto the screen. It's hard to explain. And it also disables a little cutscene that plays before battle. I'm going to leave it off just for now. But I am going to put that on there. Okay. So, we are going to make a character. I'm going to be drawing comparisons to this playthrough, though, compared to the computer versions and the NES version. Because if you're new to this playthrough or whatever, or if you're not familiar with each version of the game, the computer versions are pretty identical, with the exception of the graphics and sound. But other than that, they play pretty much exactly the same. But the NES version, of course, is, as you probably guessed, being a console version, is completely different. Well, maybe not completely, but there are a drastic amount of changes, and this is one of them. So in the original computer version, you could create a character, you could select multi-class, for example, there's no fighter, magic user, or cleric. You only got fighter, magic user, and thief. So that was one thing that you could have done in the original. So also, magic users are known as mages, so I might refer to them as that. So if I do, don't be surprised. But you could actually choose all the stuff separately rather than have to select from a pre-made list of characters. So I'm going to just create my characters here. And I will be using save states because this is a walkthrough and I don't have a way of recording this on an actual unit right now. But I do have multiple copies of this game because I love the game so much. I've told people this is my favorite game of all time, yet it's the one I play the least, which is very ironic. My character is Chaotic Evil. I don't believe your alignment affects anything in the game though. So basically what I want to try doing here, I'm going to speed it up too, is I'm going to keep going for a high, see, that 9 would have been good. Okay, I'm going to keep that then. Keep re-rolling until I get a good HP. I don't care too much about the armor class, because when you buy armor, that kind of helps in anyway. So I'm going to call myself just Nick. I think I used Nicholas in my other playthroughs, but here I'm going to use that. I'll put Nick into the world of Pool of Radiance, okay? That sounds good to me. Alright, we're going to make my quote-unquote wife in this game, or girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, which she's exactly the same. I'm going to try to re-roll till I get a 9 or better. Ah, there it was. See if I can get it. Oh, there's one where she got 10. I'm going to go for that one then. It always re-rolls in the same order, which is kind of weird, but there we go. I'll keep that. Alright, gold leaf. There's a long story why she shares the same name as one of the pre-made characters, but maybe I'll get into that some other time. So now it's time to order our characters. So I'm going to select the 2 pre-made characters here. And it's really important to note that, oh, actually, there's one more character I need to make. But other than that, so the order in which you select these characters is the order in which they appear in combat. So, for example, I selected Gwydion first. He's the fighter, so he's going to appear in the front. Felger second, so he's going to be right behind the fighter, and so on and so forth. Now, since my 2 characters here are going to be use bows and stuff, I'm going to want to keep them in the back. Also because they will be using more spells, which do require some distance to make sure you don't get hit by an enemy, which in turn cancels the spell. So I got one more character to make here, and I'll make him lawful evil. I'm going to see if I can go for a little bit higher. Oh, there was one with the AC of 8. We'll talk about the armor class here in a hot minute, though. Yeah, 1 hit point. That would have been great. So, alright, well, this'll do. That's fine. Geez, what do I want to call this guy? I always call him something different every playthrough. How about, oh, man. I'm trying to think. Man, what do I call this guy? I know people are like screaming names at me in the comments. I guess I'll just call him Johnny. I don't know. That's the best name I can think of right now. Okay, so I'm going to put the thief in the back as well. So in order, we're going to have the fighter in the front, the cleric behind the fighter, my 2 archers behind them, behind the cleric, and the thief's going to be in the back because he sucks. So armor class basically is your probability of getting hit. Now, the higher the number, the better the chance you have of getting hit, whereas the lower the number, you actually want something in the negatives to have a good armor class. So we're going to begin adventure and start our adventure. You arrive at the city of Phlan by boat. A man approaches. Welcome, I'm Rolf. I'll be your guide around Phlan. Please follow me. Alright, I guess we're going to follow you then. This is the Shrine of Tyr. We have 3 shrines at the city. One for Tyr, one for Soon, and one for Tempest. Braccio is in the Shrine of Tyr. If you look over here, there's the dock. It's too dangerous to send out ships right now. We want to do something about it. Wink, wink. This is the training hall. You can train here or fight duels. You can also hire adventurers. This is the city hall. The city council clerk will give you commissions. This is the Shrine of Tempest on your right. On your left is the city park. The other side of the gate is Old Phlan. The entire area is infested with monsters. That's the whole tour. Goodbye. You are on your own now. This is an entrance to the slums. The guards are watching you. Yeah, why don't you guys come and help for once? Now, I'm going to do something I haven't done in my previous playthroughs. And for this video, this is kind of like the getting started thing. But we're going to take a walk through Phlan and take a look at like the various places that they have. One thing I would recommend is pressing the A button to bring up the menu and going into your area map. This will show like a map here that you can go on. And I believe all the maps in this game are 16 by 16. So, you got your clock in the bottom left corner, which moves every time you, which goes up, which increments by 1 every time you move, or by 10 if you have the search mode on. We'll get to that later, though. So that was the city part. Here is an inn. Or no, this is the temple, or the Tempest Temple. You can get healing, but it's very expensive, and you're not going to be able to afford it at first here. Raise the Perished. Oh, so that's what they call it in this version. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so if you're an elf, you cannot be... It's just an AD&D rule. I don't know why, and I'm sure they explain it somewhere, but you cannot revive dead elves. Half-elves are an exception, I believe. But here's an inn. We're not going to be using the inns in this game, though. They're pretty unnecessary. I don't remember how to get in through here, though. I'm trying to remember, is this an inn, too, or is this just a shop? Okay, yeah, it's an inn. It's 5 gold pieces, but again, we don't really need to go in there. Here's another inn. And I believe that's all of them. In this area, these are the various shops. So there's like an arms and armor shop. And this one is the most important because this one is open 24 hours a day. So you can go in here at any time. And since we're already here, we might as well buy some items. So the first thing, so if you have a fighter, you're going to want to buy him stuff like a long sword and a shield and some armor. Now, plate mail, I believe, is the strongest. So if you can afford it, get it. If not, like in this case, I can't, then don't worry about it. Besides, you'll probably get more later. Felger, the clerics, they should have items like a flail or a morning star or a mace, I think is what they call it in this game. And you're going to want to get them something like banded mail and shield, of course. Get everyone in my party a shield anyway. I'm going to get my characters a long sword and shield. And I'll get them some... I'll kind of meet in the middle here. I'll get some splinted mail. Because I don't want to waste all my money just yet. Now you'll notice I said earlier in the video that my characters were going to be, Nick and Goldleaf are going to be using ranged weapons like bows and arrows. And so you're probably like, well, why not get those? There is a reason for that. And that's because we're going to get powerful ones in the not too distant future. So as you can see, I only have 57 gold. So what we're going to want to do here, and actually while we're at the store, let me go over a couple things. So of course, buy and sell are pretty self-explanatory, and leave. Identify. This one is pretty important. So when you pick up items in other areas of the game, they're usually pretty powerful items. And you can pay 250 gold pieces, and you'll start getting a ton of money later on in the game. So you can do this left and right. You can get your items identified. So that's pretty cool. Use item. I haven't really done that in this game or in the stores, but you can trade items to another player if they have room, or you can drop items. Although, note, if you do this, you cannot pick them back up. So just be forewarned on that. But anyways, yeah, identify, basically, and the manual does, the Japanese one anyways, urges you to do this. But you can also use it to identify mage scrolls, so you can use them in combat. You can use them, you can use it to identify how powerful a sword is, like a +1 longsword or a +2 halberd or a +3 battle axe. I think it only goes up to 3 in this game. I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. This is the silver. Oh no, this is the jeweler. I think. I haven't really seen much use for the jeweler, however you say it. I can't English today. But you see the gems in the upper right corner there. You can actually sell those in the game. I believe their only purpose is to be sold in this game. I don't believe they serve any other purpose than to sell them and get money. Well, that's another thing I want to talk about is the currency in this game. In the computer versions, you had copper, silver, gold, platinum, and I believe the most worthless one was electrum. And then you had gems and jewelry. But in this game, they condensed it down to gold and then gems. Also, your party members each carried their own amount of money. In this version, it's all pooled together in one, pun intended. It's all pooled together in one pile, so to speak, or it's counted all as one, so you don't have to worry about that. Now you might notice I'm missing talking about like encumbrance of some AD&D rules, and that's because I'm not too familiar with them all, I'll admit. So these are taverns, and you really don't want to go in here because they will start fights. But you can listen to gossip, and you can, but another problem about being in the well, okay, let me just pick one thing and stick with it. You can listen to gossip, which means that you'll hear various rumors about the area and surrounding areas. Like let's do one. The Buccaneers are dealing in slaves. Sometimes they pitch a camp on the seashore in the west. Now, another thing that can happen at these taverns is someone can steal your money or your purse. So you got to be careful for that. And other times, you'll actually catch someone trying to steal something from you. You can choose to fight them or not. Other than that, there's no reason to be in the taverns at all in this game. They serve like pretty much no purpose. And I guess like if you want some experience, that's nice, but that's about it. Here is a shop, and this guy's got a really weird looking head, but I don't really shop here. I don't know what the use is. I really don't know what any of this is good for. Maybe the brass mirror is good for certain enemies later on in the game, which we'll get to later on, but I never really used them. I think this is another... Yeah, this is another tavern. Yep, see, so you feel a light touch on your purse. I guess we can get into some action here, but I did miss one crucial thing. Before we go into battle, what you want to do is equip your items before going anywhere, or going into a place where you might have to fight enemies. So, I'm going to show you guys something that the US manual does not tell you, and the Japanese manual does, and that I believe I'm the first one to discover that. And I have added it into my walkthrough. Oh yeah, did I mention I do have a walkthrough, full-on walkthrough on GameFAQs that I am updating from time to time. And I did like probably a decade ago or over that. So anyways, we're going to grab his hand. I'm glad that they assumed the gender. So this little cutscene, yeah, when the quick mode is off, that cutscene doesn't play. This is a first level thief, so he's pretty easy. So here's the secret I was going to show you guys, or quote unquote secret. If you in the computer versions, when you were targeting an enemy, or in this case using the aim function, when you highlighted an enemy, it would give you certain stats like their armor class and their hit points, as well as the whatever weapon they're using. And for many years, it was thought that you can't do that in the NES version because the US manual doesn't say anything about it. And yes, I've read the US manual thoroughly. Well, the Japanese manual explains all you have to do is highlight an enemy and press select. And there you go. Now, it does not tell you what what weapons they're using, but other than that, it's pretty cool. And this guy's AC is 8, so he should be pretty easy to take down. So yeah, make sure you use the equip item. Now you see the E, that you could probably already figure this out, but the E means that item is equipped. And of course, he's Gwydion's a pre-generated character, so he's already got stuff. First level thief is dying, which they will be in a quote-unquote dying state if you hit them for more points than they're worth. As you saw, he had 8 hit points, and I got him for 10. Of course, same thing goes for your party. Now, as a kid, I never realized what the significance of the continue battle option was, but now I actually figured out there's sometimes in the game where you do want to use this option, because like if you want to have your cleric heal someone before another battle occurs, this is a great time to do it. You don't have to worry about interference from enemies or whatever, but we're gonna just quit there. So got 15 experience points, not much, and 1 gold piece, not much. And then we get in trouble from the city guard. The city guards come in. Move along here. Now, if you resist, you're probably gonna regret it. Now, later on in the game, when you're like fully leveled up and all, you can actually take them on and you'll alienate the whole city. So be careful if you do that. Now, if the guards kick you out of there, that means you lose your area map. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Now, because I'm so experienced at this game, I know my entire way around pretty much every map, although I always use the area map just so it's easier for me. So we're going to go inside the slums. We're not quite ready to try this just yet, though. We're going to go back out, and voila, the area map is back. Otherwise, I didn't show it, but it's grayed out. So let's equip stuff. Shouldn't have to worry about the pre-generated characters, but... Now, see, look at that. Look at the AC. It was 8, and now it's 2, so that's already a pretty good increase there. Let's look at Gold Leaf. Let's see how much her Splendid Mail helps. And the shield, I forgot to mention that too. So 8 and 2. Alright, pretty good. Now the only time you'd really want to use the inn is if you want to memorize spells. But for the first fight we're going to do here, it's actually not going to be too bad, but I'm probably going to wait till the next video. I'm going to try to doing this more organized, like in segments. So this is the shrine, and this is also the shrine. Now if you try to go here to visit Brachio, he's very busy, he doesn't have time to meet you. Please leave. Screw you. Oh, I guess the guards weren't too happy that I did that. Okay. Well, we will come back to this part later, and we will be able to go in. So here's another tavern, if you want to know where all three of them are. So yeah, but there's one other shop I wanted to show you guys. Is this it? Here we go. The silver shop. You are not going to be able to afford anything at the store. This is like that store Michael Jackson went to where he bought like literally millions of dollars worth of items. As you can see, everything is superly overpriced. Kind of like Seattle, so I'm kind of used to this. Anyways, that composite longbow, I would love to have that, but unfortunately I cannot afford it. Let's see what items they have. There's a silver mirror, which again I think is used for certain enemies, but I've never really used it myself. So yeah, silver this, silver that, silver hitting you with a baseball bat. Okay, anyways. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm such a great guy because I forgot to buy something for Johnny. Okay, I'll buy you something, buddy. Don't worry. We'll find something for you. Let's buy him a, what should I say? Let's buy him a short sword. Actually, we'll buy him a long sword because this game actually has a bug in which they didn't program it so thieves can't use long swords. But in this version they can. They forgot to program it, so... oh yeah, I also want to note something too, that bows and arrows in this game, and the darts. These, in the computer versions, you got them in limited quantities, you had to keep buying more and more. In this version, they're unlimited, so shoot away, or fire away, or whatever you want to do. Ugh, excuse me. So we're going to equip that. Yeah, not a lot of defense, but he's going to be in the back anyway. Probably should have bought a sling too, but I'm kind of getting low on money there. Okay, so, we're going to go in there pretty soon, but let's check out a couple other things first. We train heroes here. Well, that's good to know. And look who is the trainer. You'll need 1,000 gold pieces for training. Who wants to train? It's not a tumor. And you don't have enough experience. You're still too green. Does anybody else want to be trained? Sorry, that's like the worst Schwarzenegger impression ever. This girl's trying to kiss me, I guess. Hire NPC. Not recommended. The NPCs at the training hall, or non-player characters, they're basically allies that are computer controlled. You cannot control them at any point during the game, and anytime you win a battle, they will take whatever treasures they want and hide their share. So in other words, if there's like a really strong long sword that you got in that battle, you won't know it because the character took it from you. You can view their inventory though, so you can find out what they took, but you can't get them to give it up unless they are in an unconscious state. Now, there are other NPCs you find outside of Phlan. Those are better. Your experience is divided among them, but they will not take and hide their share or anything. You get to take any items that you want for your own characters. All that's split with them is the experience and gold, which I'm more than willing to part with. You can also save your game. You can fight a duel with an equally strong opponent. You can also go back to the main menu if you want and leave. Well, you pretty much know what that is. Let's go to the over here. This is the Dirty Barren River, and this is another entrance into that temple. But as you saw, we really don't want to go in there. Let's try going back to the dock. What if we don't want to do this adventure? Maybe we can escape this. The boatman comes over and says the city council is only allowing boats out to Sokol Keep. I wonder if that is supposed to be Rolf, because it's the same character portrait. Because I think in the computer versions it's a different looking character. So this goes to Sokol Keep, which will be the second mission that we do in this game. But we're not quite ready to go there just yet, so let's go back. So we're going to go visit I believe we've pretty much visited everywhere there is to visit in Phlan, because there's not a whole lot of variety here. And we're going to get our commission from the council clerk, and we're going to find out what they want us to do, or she or he or whatever. You open the east door and find the city council clerk. Guards are watching the south door. So if you do try to enter through these doors, you will not be allowed to. The guards will tell you to leave. If you don't, same battle as before. So let's nope out of there and yep into here. The clerk.
Let me check whether we owe you a reward. You have done nothing special. Now I'll give you your commission. The slums need to be cleared of monsters. Drive away the monsters of Sokol Keep. Oh, and if you find any history books about Phlan in the old times, we'd love those too. I've given all the missions that I may. And by the way, don't worry about my skin color bleeding into my shirt. It's just a rare skin condition.
Ooh. Wait, how's that song go? Oh yeah, complicated, X-rated. I want you bad, 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 bad. I mean, the girl's got an attitude. I mean, geez, okay, fine. So, we've pretty much explored everything in Phlan, or at least everything that's relevant, and even the irrelevant. So, when we start the next video, we will be in the slums. Or I guess as Akon would call it, the ghetto. Ghetto! Anyways, we will check that out. There is one last thing I'll do before I go, and that is I will save the game. Now, if you save your game but you don't want to continue, the game will tell you to hold down the reset button while pressing the power, which is a common thing in games with the battery backup for the NES. But anyways, with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope this is a little more entertaining to watch than my previous playthroughs. I'm trying to be more informative, trying to give you guys more information, trying to stutter less. So I hope this playthrough is enjoyable. I wanted to, I meant to do this a lot earlier, but just in a bad depression. Still am, but I want to get this done before my vacation next month. So here we go. Anyways, I will continue here. I will save state, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. God bless, and peace out. Have a great day.